Hello, it's Blackbird. Um, just a quick update on the medical or physical, whatever you want to call it, the reconnection part of what I've been doing. I had recently had a piece of bone start to protrude from the inside of my jaw, scraping my tongue. I broke that off, thought everything was great, started straightening more. Another piece started to come out, and broke that one off too. Just little tiny things. So it took me over a month to be able to get to see a maxillofacial surgeon who didn't even take the time to look at the MRIs that I had done, TMJ MRI that I had done in January, I believe it was. And he just looked at the x-rays that they did, and he said, I don't see anything here that would be a problem now. Everything's fine. Whatever it was is gone. You're good. So I guess that's good. So little blessings. So I've been continuing to work with straightening out all of the muscles in my cheeks. And in the process of that, I've been realizing that there are muscles under your arms that they connect so much up through your neck. And I'm trying to stretch them out. In the process of stretching them out, this little thing pops out. Don't know what the hell it is. Just a little blood blister. Something to do with a knot in a muscle. These little things. This is what I deal with physically every day. Trying to release all of this. Trying to straighten out. Where my hands had been so tight that they were twisting the muscles on my forearm that was twisting this. That's still so tight. But I'm starting to release all of that and relax all of that. And that's through this meditation and through my practices that I do that help me, that I've been trying to convey to people through vlogs, through trying to demonstrate what works for me. I don't know that it'll work for everybody. I have a lot of different things that are all together. At 5 years old, I had to go from being left-handed to being right-handed. I also just 2-3 months before that fell and hit my head and caused some kind of an injury that has caused me to go into a state of fight or flight for 50 years. A lot of people have been suggesting, well, maybe check this out or maybe check that out. I know what's wrong with me. I'm working on healing it. It is something that I have been trying and begging for doctors that are on a research level to try to work with me to understand there are things that I am picking up along the way here that would help physical therapists, that would help psychotherapists, that would help in so many different aspects of medicine, but I'm not getting the responses. That's part of what this vlog was for, was to reach out to people and research and to say, hey, talk to me. But that hasn't happened. So, and that's only been over the last 10 and a half months now. Because prior to that, I spent almost 20 years, over 20 years, in constant pain because I didn't know what was happening with my body. It kept getting worse and worse and worse. And that was from an oral surgery in 2003 and a fall shortly thereafter. I worked for another 4 years after that where I held my job, and I worked through the pain that was getting worse and worse and worse. And at some point, it just got to be too much. And I was having a hard time thinking because of the brain fog from the pain. I wasn't functioning at work. I couldn't sit still. So my employer let me go. I collected unemployment for a while, but that ran out. And I applied for disability. But because doctors couldn't explain what was going on, I was denied. I applied for service-connected disability. But because I had no line back to what was actually causing this into my service record, I was denied. And I tried 3-4 more times on Social Security, another 3 or 4 times on service-connected disability. I'm in the process right now of applying again, just for the tinnitus from having worked around jets and, well, catapults going off over my head all day long. But that's just a minor little percentage. So I've had to deal with, from the time that I lost my job, I had unemployment, I was reliant upon friends just to help me have a roof over my head. There were times when that didn't happen. There was a time where an aunt took me in for about 6 months, and then we came from completely different cultures almost, even though we had grown up in the same family. But we had changed, each of us. And so to save that relationship, I had to leave there. And we're still very close, but, well, it is what it is. So I tried going back to work. I worked for about 4 or 5 weeks, and I had 2 falls. And I ended up in a VA mental institution for suicidal ideations because I didn't want to go on not being able to function in society. And, well, they didn't help me very much, but I learned how to get along. And I made some friends, and I had some old friends. And over the years, they all kept me with a roof over my head and basic needs that food stamps didn't cover and whatnot. But it's been a struggle, and I haven't asked anybody for help on all that time, other than the immediate friends that I was there with. And I asked for help to get to California a few weeks back, and that was to try to take a job. And that was before this whole tooth thing started. And now, so, with the arms the way they're going now, I'm ready to go to California. It's still a dream to be able to work on my old ship. I believe that the Admiral would still give me a job of some sort, and I think that I could merit a decent job. But that's if I get to San Diego and can meet with him in person. It's almost a secondary concern now, because I really want to get back east. My storage locker that I have had everything in for 15 years, that is all my memories, my uniforms, my family photos, and everything, is up for auction again in a couple of weeks, in a week and a half. So I could use some help with that, but I'd really like to see some of my friends come together and maybe, do something, a fundraiser, a concert, something. I've been fighting through this for 21 years, and I am on the cusp of understanding something that could help people in so many ways. But I need to be in the places where I can talk to the right people. And so, even though I want to go to California, and there might be people there I can talk to, I think it's time I go back east. And so anybody that would like to have a house guest for a little bit and really hear some good stories, I really would like to run into a lot of old friends. Just my Cash App is available. I'll try to get a GoFundMe set up for travel expenses. But anything that can help right now, just with gas money for appointments to get in for my hearing test, because I have to drive an hour and a half to get there. So I hate to ask, but this is where I'm at. And I have fought through this for 21 years, not asking for help, trying to do everything that I could with every service that's supposed to have been at my avail, and none of them have been. Who knows? If things work out over the next couple of months, one of my old pilots might actually be the Vice President of the United States. So maybe I can connect with him and start to get some groundwork laid for fixing this situation with veterans and the things that I've had to deal with within the VA. But that's down the road. For right now, I'd like to hang on to all my personal memories. So anybody that could help out, just let me know. If you can't, use Cash App, and I will get back in touch. So thank you, and God bless. Keep bugging or not.